Thing, guys, I started searching for these houses through Facebook. The houses that I got online, the houses that I got, tell me why I'm calling the numbers and they're not even picking and they didn't even call back. Are they genuine?
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning. Show me there's nothing fake to me now. I wanna wake up with you.
How are you doing? As the title of this video says, we are house hunting, guys. Ni kwa nini house hunting is always not easy? When you're hunting for a house, it's not always not easy. And talk about the agents when you watakukula if you're using agents. And let me tell you, I've been house hunting for quite some time, but I've never gotten a house that like I wanted, that fit my budget and it's good as I wanted it. You see, I think I've been staying here for quite some time, for years. I mean, for years, like for more than 5 years. And the reason why I want to leave this place is because I know you've watched my house tour. Before jumping into this video, there's a house tour that I have done about this house that I'm talking about right now. The one that I'm shooting in, this one, before I leave, before I move out. First, I had a double room which was in the same building, this building. Then I moved because they had some one bedrooms, so I shifted. So I said, let me just move houses, not to move out of the building, but it's the same building, so I just moved houses. One reason for moving houses for the double room was, you remember when there was a lot of floods in Kenya. This was late last year. Yeah, this was late last year. This was late last year. And some things happen when they are unplanned. Do you know our houses flooded? The double room that I was staying in flooded. Actually, our things were floating. The drainage system is not so good. Our things were floating. But you know, sometimes things happen and you are not prepared. You don't have like resources or cash to move out and everything. So we opted to stay. I personally opted to stay. Then when now there was a space in the same building, but the other side of the one bedrooms, I opted to shift to that. But the house that I shifted in, I just shifted because I didn't want where we got we was over flooded, because it was somehow cold inside there. It was somehow like each and every time, guys, I used to complain about my chest in that house. Because I think, have you ever stayed in those houses where there's some coldness or maji maji inatoka uko chini, like anytime in the bedroom, it's not like you literally see water, but in the bedroom there's that coldness that you will feel like there's watery things in the space, or I don't know how I can talk about it, but let me explain it in Swahili hivi, like iko na unyevu unyevu. If you can understand what unyevu unyevu is, that is how that house was, the double room. So I used to have a lot of problem with my chest. Sometimes I went and I was they really checked me and told me, you don't have pneumonia, you don't have bronchitis, you don't have, and sometimes I feel like my chest is congested, until at a certain point I was now told to use the inhaler, which was so bad. Then I decided now to shift to the one bedrooms, which I was in the same building. But one thing, I just shifted because I was like organizing myself to now move to a better house, because I've been here for quite some time, for quite a long time, but that thing has never happened. Yeah, but you know, sometimes you stay somewhere and you, because the place is accessible and you have running water and you have everything, you know, these things that you look at when you are looking for a house, you see, looking for a rental house. So when I moved into this, which I just did its house tour, when I moved in, I realized, not realized, I just moved in to just stay for quite some time. Then when I have organized my resources, I can move out. I didn't like how the house was. In fact, the kitchen was too small. too small. It's an open kitchen, but not an open kitchen. If you want to see the house, kindly, the video will appear somewhere here. When I'm done with this video, then you will tap there and see the house tour, the 1 bedroom house tour. If you want to see the double room, there was the double room house tour. So that's the main reason why I am leaving this house. But guys, I wanted to talk also about house hunting. I've been house hunting, but let me tell you, why is it I know some agents take like 400 shillings to show you houses. Some take like 300 shillings. Some even take like 500 shillings. And let me tell you guys, you pay your 500, you pay your 300, you pay your 400. And mind you, you are not going to get that house yenye imekufurahisha, that will like, you will be happy with the house that they've been showing you. You get to pay the 400 shillings, but the agent shows you like 3, 4, 5 houses, 6 houses, but there's none of those houses you feel like you can stay in or meeting your standards, or maybe according to your budget. So I started looking for a house for quite some time. Personally, I started walking. Unaona ile kutembea ukitafuta nyumba. I did that. But people tell me, why was I doing that? And yet, I didn't get the kind of house that I wanted. Some were higher than my budget. Some were too small. That, guys, have you ever house hunted and got a house that ni kiti yako peke yake ndio inaingia? You can, it only fits like the sofa peke yake. Then the bedroom has, you, if you fit it with like a 4x6 bed, there's no space. It's just the cupboard, then everything is done. Now, at some point I gave up, but I said no, I have to move. So tell me, this time I walked, day 1, day 2, I didn't get the kind of houses that I wanted, and also my budget. So this day I walked out of my house and I said, now let me go and house hunt. And tell me, the first house that I went to, I found it like it was written. I couldn't record, by the way. I didn't record. I just recorded the house that I got and fits my budget. Then now I said this is the house that I wanted. Now I went and looked at that house. The first house that I checked. Guys, the house was so expensive, but lighting, very poor lighting. Very poor lighting. Like, in fact, if you get into the house, the whole day you are using, like, the lights will be on the whole day. Then tell me, while I'm walking out of that house, I meet someone who is like an agent, a guy who told me, by the way, you guys are looking for a house. Yes, I'm looking for a house. We have some houses and I'm an agent. This is what is happening. Then the guy takes me around and tells me I have this and this and this and this kind of houses and this. And I'm like, where is that house? The guy told me, no, we as agents, we don't say where the houses are. I know it's yeah, it's right. It's right to do that, because if you tell me, actually I'll go, and maybe it's a house that don't need agency fee, I'll go and niingie kwa nyumba, then yeah. So he told me, if you give me a 300 shillings, I'll go and show you the houses that I have. And I asked him, are you sure? Because at this point I was so tired of like house hunting. Are you sure you will they are good houses? And are you sure how many houses? Akaniambia there are many houses. So, and God was with me. The first house that he took me to, after walking around by myself house hunting, then I got this guy. The first house that he took me to, I said this is okay. When actually and the good thing it was, when I got to that house, they told me this house doesn't have an agent and there's no agency fee, and then you just deal with the landlord and everything. And that's the house that I said, this is the house that I want. And after working for decades, so guys, the house hunting shenanigans. Hey, house hunting ni ngumu. Me don't know why house hunting ni ngumu. I know some people are just those people who use agents, like, and they're being called, this is the house. And another thing, guys, I started searching for these houses through Facebook. The houses that I got online, the houses that I got, Tell me why I'm calling the numbers and they're not even picking and they didn't even call back. Are they genuine? This is a red flag that shows you these online things, guys, you should be very careful with them. Also, they were not allowing anyone to shoot those houses. So yeah, this is the house that I got, the house that I went to and got it. And I just want to show you how the house was and how it has been transformed until where we were doing cleaning for the houses, for the house, and how it was painted mpaka mwisho. Yes, because comment down below, let me know your experience in house hunting. Let me know your experience.